Hello and welcome to this video on mergers and acquisitions, and the reasons why firms still overpay for bad acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions, or M&A, are transactions in which one company acquires another company, or merges with it to form a new entity. M&A can be a strategic way for companies to expand their market share, enter new markets, or achieve other business objectives. However, not all M&A transactions are successful. In fact, studies have shown that a significant number of M&A transactions fail to deliver the expected value or even result in financial losses. One of the key reasons for the failure of M&A transactions is overpayment. Overpayment occurs when the acquiring company pays more than the target company is worth or more than what is reasonable based on the expected benefits of the acquisition. In this video, we will explore the reasons why firms still overpay for bad acquisitions and provide some insights on how to avoid this common pitfall. So, let's dive in. So, why does this happen? Here are a few reasons. Firstly, the market is imperfect. When we say that the market is imperfect, what we mean is that it is not a perfectly efficient system. The price of an acquisition is determined by the supply and demand of the market, and it can be influenced by a variety of factors such as the availability of capital, interest rates, and economic conditions. However, the market is not always able to accurately reflect the true value of a company. One reason for this is that there may be asymmetry of information between the buyer and seller. The seller may have more information about the company being sold than the buyer does, which can make it difficult for the buyer to accurately assess the true value of the company. Additionally, there may be external factors that influence the market price of an acquisition, such as the hype surrounding a particular industry or a particular company, which can lead to inflated prices. Another factor that can contribute to an imperfect market is the presence of market inefficiencies, such as market power or market failures. For example, if there are only a few companies in a particular industry, those companies may have a significant amount of market power, which can allow them to set higher prices for their products or services. Similarly, market failures such as externalities, public goods, or information asymmetry can also lead to market inefficiencies that make it difficult for buyers and sellers to accurately assess the true value of a company. Finally, the market is influenced by human behavior, which can be irrational and unpredictable at times. Investors may be influenced by emotions such as fear or greed, which can lead to irrational behavior and can cause prices to fluctuate. Additionally, there may be a herd mentality in the market, where investors follow the crowd rather than making independent decisions based on the true value of a company. While the market is a powerful tool for determining the value of companies and assets, it is not a perfect system. The presence of information asymmetry, market inefficiencies, and human behavior can all contribute to an imperfect market and can make it difficult for buyers to accurately assess the true value of a company. It is important for companies to take these factors into account when engaging in mergers and acquisitions to avoid overpaying for acquisitions that turn out to be unsuccessful. Secondly, there may be pressure from stakeholders to complete the deal. One of the primary reasons why firms may overpay for bad acquisitions is the pressure from stakeholders to complete the deal. This pressure can come from various sources, including shareholders, the board of directors, or even the CEO. Shareholders are the owners of the company, and they invest their money with the expectation of receiving a return on their investment. When a company announces an acquisition, shareholders may expect that the acquisition will increase the value of their investment. If the company fails to acquire the target company, shareholders may become disappointed, leading to a decrease in the company's stock price. This pressure can force the company to complete the deal, even if it means overpaying. The board of directors is responsible for overseeing the company's operations and making strategic decisions. They may pressure the company to make an acquisition to grow the business or to compete with rivals in the market. If the company fails to make an acquisition, the board of directors may lose confidence in the management team, leading to potential changes in leadership. This pressure can force the company to complete the deal, even if it means overpaying. The CEO is responsible for leading the company and making key decisions. They may have personal reasons for wanting to complete an acquisition, such as increasing their personal wealth or expanding their reputation as a successful CEO. This pressure can force the company to complete the deal, even if it means overpaying. The pressure from stakeholders can be intense and can lead to rushed decision-making and a willingness to overpay for an acquisition. To avoid succumbing to this pressure, it is essential for the company to communicate with stakeholders and manage their expectations. The company needs to explain the risks and benefits of the acquisition and provide clear evidence that the acquisition is a good investment. Additionally, the company needs to have a clear strategy for managing the integration process and ensuring the success of the acquisition. The pressure from stakeholders is a significant reason why firms may overpay for bad acquisitions. To avoid this, companies need to manage stakeholder expectations, communicate effectively, and have a clear strategy for managing the acquisition process. Ultimately, it is essential to prioritize the long-term success of the company over short-term pressure from stakeholders. Thirdly, there can be a lack of information and knowledge about the target company. When a company decides to acquire another company, due diligence is conducted to evaluate the potential risks and benefits of the acquisition. Due diligence is a comprehensive process that involves analyzing the target company's financial statements, operations, legal status, contracts, and other relevant information. However, despite the due diligence process, there can still be a lack of information and knowledge about the target company. This can happen for a variety of reasons. Firstly, the target company may not disclose all relevant information during due diligence. This could be intentional, such as concealing negative information to make the company more attractive to potential buyers, or unintentional, such as overlooking important information that was not deemed relevant. Secondly, there may be a lack of transparency in the target company's financial statements. Financial statements can be complex and difficult to interpret, and the target company may not have presented them in a clear and concise manner. Additionally, the target company may have used accounting techniques to manipulate the financial statements, making it difficult for the acquirer to accurately assess the financial health of the company. Thirdly, the acquirer may not have the expertise to evaluate certain aspects of the target company's operations. For example, the acquirer may not have experience in the target company's industry, making it difficult to assess the potential risks and benefits of the acquisition. Fourthly, the target company may have operations in different countries, with different legal and regulatory frameworks. This can make it difficult for the acquirer to fully understand the legal and regulatory risks associated with the acquisition. Fifthly, the target company may have intellectual property that is difficult to value or assess. For example, the target company may have developed a new technology or product that is not yet on the market, making it difficult to assess its potential value. Despite the due diligence process, there can still be a lack of information and knowledge about the target company. This can lead to a misunderstanding of the potential risks and benefits of the acquisition, which can result in an overpayment. To mitigate this risk, companies should consider using experts in the target company's industry, conducting additional research, and seeking legal and financial advice. Fourthly, the acquirer may have a flawed valuation model. Valuation is a crucial part of the merger and acquisition process. It involves analyzing the financials and operations of the target company to determine its worth and estimate the potential benefits and risks of acquiring it. However, despite the importance of valuation, acquirers can sometimes have a flawed valuation model, which can lead to an overpayment for a bad acquisition. A flawed valuation model can arise due to several reasons. Firstly, it can be a result of using the wrong valuation method. There are several methods of valuation, such as discounted cash flow, comparable company analysis, and precedent transaction analysis, among others. Each method has its strengths and weaknesses, and choosing the wrong method can lead to a flawed valuation. Secondly, a flawed valuation can result from errors in the assumptions and inputs used in the valuation model. Valuation models rely on assumptions such as growth rates, discount rates, and terminal values. If these assumptions are inaccurate or unrealistic, the valuation will be flawed, leading to an overpayment. Thirdly, a flawed valuation can result from incomplete or inaccurate data. Due diligence is a critical step in the valuation process, and it involves gathering and analyzing data on the target company. If the data is incomplete or inaccurate, it can lead to a flawed valuation, which can result in an overpayment. Fourthly, a flawed valuation can result from biases and emotions. Valuation is not just a mathematical exercise, it involves judgment and interpretation of the data. If the acquirer has a bias towards the target company, or is emotionally invested in the acquisition, it can lead to a flawed valuation, which can result in an overpayment. Finally, a flawed valuation can result from a lack of expertise. Valuation is a specialized field that requires knowledge and experience in finance, accounting, and business strategy. If the acquirer does not have the necessary expertise, they may not be able to accurately value the target company, leading to an overpayment. A flawed valuation model can lead to an overpayment for a bad acquisition. To avoid this, acquirers need to carefully select the appropriate valuation method, use accurate assumptions and inputs, gather complete and accurate data, avoid biases and emotions, and employ experts in the field. By doing so, they can ensure a more accurate and reliable valuation, which can help them avoid overpayment and make better acquisition decisions. Finally, cultural differences can also play a role in overpayment. Cultural differences can play a significant role in mergers and acquisitions and can contribute to overpayment. When two companies merge, they bring together different cultures, management styles, and ways of doing business. This can lead to misunderstandings and miscommunications, which can affect the success of the acquisition. The cultural differences between the acquiring company and the target company can be significant, and they can affect various aspects of the M&A process. For example, in some cultures, business is conducted in a more hierarchical manner, while in others, it is more collaborative. In some cultures, decisions are made quickly, while in others, the decision-making process is more deliberative. When there are cultural differences, the acquirer may struggle to understand the target company's operations and decision-making processes. This can lead to a lack of alignment and poor communication between the two companies, which can result in a less effective integration. Moreover, cultural differences can impact the valuation process. A valuation model that works well in one culture may not work in another. For example, a company may be valued based on its assets, but in another culture, its value may be based on its potential growth. If the acquirer is not aware of these cultural differences, they may overestimate the value of the target company, leading to an overpayment. Another way cultural differences can contribute to overpayment is by affecting the post-merger integration process. The integration process is crucial for the success of the acquisition. However, cultural differences can make this process challenging. For instance, if the acquiring company has a different management style from the target company, it can be challenging to integrate the two management teams. The differences in culture can lead to clashes in decision-making and management practices, which can hinder the integration process. Furthermore, cultural differences can impact the retention of key employees. During an acquisition, retaining key employees is crucial to the success of the acquisition. However, if there are cultural differences between the acquiring company and the target company, it can be challenging to retain key employees. The acquiring company may not understand the target company's culture and may not provide the right incentives to retain key employees. As a result, key employees may leave, which can affect the integration process and the success of the acquisition. Cultural differences can play a significant role in M&A can contribute to overpayment. It is essential for acquirers to be aware of the cultural differences between the acquiring company and the target company, and to take them into account during the M&A process. By doing so, they can avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications, improve the integration process, and increase the chances of success. In conclusion, mergers and acquisitions are a complex and risky strategy. While due diligence and analysis can help minimize the risk, there are many factors that can lead to an overpayment. To avoid overpayment, companies need to carefully assess the market, manage stakeholder expectations, gather as much information as possible, use a robust valuation model, and take cultural differences into account. Thank you for watching this video on the reasons why firms still overpay for bad acquisitions. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos.